Marhaban, Alam bikum fi Convo Speak. What's up guys? This video was recommended by Sai Yadya and Learning Egyptian Arabic with Mohammed, who happens to have a YouTube channel about learning Arabic. Check out the link in the description below. And today I'm recording from my friend's tiny house in northern Michigan, where she lives off the grid. It's pretty cool. Today we're gonna look at the question of whether Spanish and Arabic are similar in any way. So the first thing I'm gonna do is listen to some Arabic and give you my take as a Spanish speaker if I understand anything. Then we're gonna take a quick look at the history of the influence of Arabic in Spanish. And finally, we're gonna look at some words in Spanish of Arabic origin. And today guys, it is very important that you stay all the way until the end of this video, because I'm gonna introduce a project that I started with a few of my subscribers to highlight how diverse and cool our community is. So don't forget to stay until the end to check this amazing thing out. And yes guys, this community is so cool that you guys would be crazy not to hit the subscribe button right now. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button right now. And as always, I am not a linguist, I am not an expert in languages. I am just a person that is very passionate about languages. So if you know more, if you know things that I didn't mention in this video, if you have a correction for me, please comment below. We really appreciate that, and that's how our community keeps learning and growing. Thank you so much guys. So let's get started. So as I said before, my friend in northern Michigan lives off the grid. There is no internet. I'm currently using some solar power to turn on some of the lights so you guys can see me. So I'm gonna listen to Arabic, actually Egyptian Arabic, in my phone and check it out how much I can understand. Here we go.
أهلا وسهلا بكم. أنا اسمي يوسف وأنا من مدينة اسكندرية في مصر، بس أنا عايش برا. أنا النهاردة هكلمكم باللهجة المصرية. مدينة اسكندرية هي مدينة جميلة على شط البحر الأبيض المتوسط، وأكتر حاجة أنا بحب أعملها وأنا في اسكندرية إني أمشي على الكورنيش وآكل جلاتي ساقعة في الصيف. أنا حاليا بدرس علوم البحار والأنهار وإزاي نحافظ على نظافتهم من التلوث، وكمان إزاي نحافظ على كل الأسماك وكل الكائنات اللي عايشين فيهم. احنا بنعمل كده عن طريق ناخد عينات.
Alright, I'm gonna stop Yusuf right there, and I can tell you right away that I didn't understand a word that Yusuf was saying. It was very challenging. So it's not immediately obvious that Spanish is very related to Arabic. Like, I didn't understand anything, but I really thought it was a very cool and fluid language. Man, I want to learn all of the languages though, but it's just so, it just flows. Even though Arabic sounded so different to Spanish, I mean, I didn't understand anything, it is well known that there are over 4,000 Spanish words of Arabic origin, and they have influenced our names. I mean, my name is Diego Alonso. Is that Arabic? Alonso? It has influenced the way we look. I mean, I could pass from any Arab speaker from any Middle Eastern country, I think. And it has also influenced a lot of our culture. And this is not surprising because of history. I mean, when Spanish language was developing in the 10th century, most of Spain was occupied by Arabs. And this takes us to the conversation about the history of the influence of Arabic on Spanish. The people who occupied Spain were mostly of Arab and Berber descent, and they had a huge impact in the culture. They occupied Spain, different parts of Spain, for almost 1,000 years. So as I said before, the Spanish language was developing around the time it was invaded by the Arabs. And that means that there were many Romance languages in the Iberian Peninsula. There was an Old Portuguese, and there were many others that quite didn't survive. For example, there was the Andalusi Romance, which is also known as Mozarabic. And this is the Romance language that had the most contact with Arabic. And I found this video on YouTube that claims to have some of the Mozarabic spoken, some of the Andalusi Romance. So I'm gonna listen to it and I'm gonna include the link below so you guys can check out the full video about Mozarabic. But let's listen to a little bit of Mozarabic and see if I understand a little bit more. Here we go.
El carricho. El carricho tenía del seu nido en el corrillo de arba. Una vez, los bichos habían solitos volando. Habían querido conseguir algo de comer para los sus filhos. Y habían dejado a los pequeños solos. Después de un tiempo, el baba carricho torna a la casa. «¿Qué ha pasado aquí?» dice. «¿Qué vos ficho danno? Sos meduros». «Ay, ya baba», dicen. «Acabo de plegar un gran babá. Se veía tan feroce raíz. Miró en nuestro nido con esos huellos grandes. Eso nos asustó en sí». «Entiendo», dice el baba carricho. «¿A dónde fuid?» «Bien», ellos dicen.
I mean, I can tell you that I understood some of the words. I didn't understand everything, and to me it sounded a lot like Italian, mixed with a little bit of European Spanish. So maybe like a person that lived in Spain and moved to Argentina and have stayed there for a long time and speaks a little bit weird. I could see some of the Arabic influence. They said baba, they said things that sounded Arabic to me. So that's pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh my god, I just saw in the comments of that YouTube video that it is still more understandable than Chilean Spanish. Poor Chileans, oh my god. I know we have given a lot of hell to Chileans in this channel. We love you Chileans, but what are you saying? I'm sorry, I really do love Chile. I really do love Chile. I cannot wait to go back. As I said, 1,000 years later, the Spanish Christian troops eventually removed and got rid of all of the Muslim invaders that occupied the south of Spain. But of course their influence stayed. However, it is important to point out that this invasion was not the only way that Arabic influenced Spanish. Arabic, because it's a language of science, mathematics and trade, also influenced Latin, and then Latin influenced Spanish, English and other Romance language. Of course, I'm not saying that English is a Romance language, but we know that English was heavily influenced by Latin. It's all really cool learning the history of languages, but let's move on to the next part in which we're gonna look at some words that come from Arabic in Spanish. Let's look at an example. We're not gonna list the 4,000 words, we're just gonna list a few and we're gonna listen to the way it sounds in Arabic. I would say that my personal favorite is ojalá, because it's something that I use all the time, and I didn't know until I came to the United States and listened to Arabic speakers that they also say something very similar that sounds something like this.
Inshallah.
We have, for example, a lot of food words that came from Arabic. So we have things like aceite,
زيتون.
oil. We have coffee, as I mentioned before,
قهوة.
café, and we also have olives,
زيتون.
aceitunas. And then we have words that came not through food, but maybe science, maybe architecture, maybe items that the Muslim people that occupied Spain had in their houses. Things like alcohol,
كحولي.
alcohol, barrio,
بري.
neighborhood, algoritmo,
الخوارزمية.
algorithm. Please, YouTube algorithm, give me a lot of views. Give me all the views. And tarea,
طريحة.
task. And your tarea right now is to hit the subscribe button for more amazing videos about Spanish language and Hispanic culture. It is really cool to see and hear those Arabic words that sound so similar to Spanish. Of course, we don't have time to go over all these 4,000 words, so please comment below some other Spanish words of Arabic origin, and also think of English words or Italian words or Filipino words. I mean, we're in a globalized world that has been globalized for a while, so there are a lot of influences of languages going around. Alright, it's the moment of truth. Right now, I'm gonna tell you about the very, very interesting project that I have been doing with some members of the community and some of my friends as well. So, in the past month, I've been working in this project of participative photography, in which we ask members of the community of Combo Speak to share a picture of where they are from, a picture of themselves, and a picture of some items that represent language in their lives. So I'm popping some of them on the screen, but please don't forget to check the link below so you can see how cool and diverse our community is and learn a little bit more about these places. And don't forget to comment if you're interested in participating in the project. We have currently people from Egypt, Philippines, Greece, United States, so almost all the continents. We still need people from Oceania. Anybody wants in? And this is just the beginning of very cool activities and projects that we're gonna do in this diverse community that is Combo Speak. So if you want to be part of it, you want to stay tuned, please hit the subscribe button right now. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and comment below that you did. That will help us out a lot. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you.